Today we will discuss orthogonal projection operators. Recall that a projection operator on a Hilbert space is said to be an orthogonal projection operator if and only if its null and range spaces are orthogonal. We have also proved that a projection operator on a Hilbert space is an orthogonal projection operator if and only if it is self-adjoint. So we can say that if we have an orthogonal projection operator, then this is a self-adjoint projection operator. And if P is an orthogonal projection operator on a Hilbert space H with range M, then we say that P is a projection on M. Now we shall prove a theorem. Let P and Q be orthogonal projection operators on a Hilbert space H. Then the following statements are equivalent. Statement A is PQ is equal to QP. Statement B is PQ is an orthogonal projection operator, and statement C is QP is an orthogonal projection operator. Let us prove this theorem. First we shall show that statements A and B are equivalent. So let A hold, that is PQ is equal to QP. Then we have to prove that PQ is an orthogonal projection operator. Then we have to show that PQ is a projection operator and it is also self-adjoint. So consider PQ whole square. This is equal to PQ into PQ, and since A holds, that is PQ is equal to QP, so here QP can be replaced by PQ. So we have PPQQ, and that is equal to P square Q square, and since P and Q are projection operators, so P square is equal to P and Q square is equal to Q. So we have shown that PQ is an idempotent, that is PQ is a projection operator. And next we have to show that PQ is self-adjoint. So we have to find Hilbert adjoint operator of PQ. Since P and Q both are linear operators, and in the last lecture we have also proved that any orthogonal projection operator is bounded. So P and Q are both bounded, and we know that composition of two bounded linear operator is also a bounded linear operator. So PQ is a bounded linear operator, and so its Hilbert adjoint operator exists. So we can consider PQ whole star, and this is equal to Q star P star, which we have proved earlier. So Q star, here Q star is equal to Q. Why? Because Q is an orthogonal projection operator, so it is self-adjoint. And similarly, P is also self-adjoint and P star is equal to P. So we can write here QP. And as we have assumed A, so QP is equal to PQ, and PQ star is equal to PQ, that is PQ is self-adjoint. PQ is a projection operator, it is also self-adjoint, so PQ is an orthogonal projection operator, hence B holds. And now we have to prove that if B holds, then A also holds. So let B hold. PQ is an orthogonal projection operator, and we have to prove that PQ is equal to QP. So consider QP. QP can be written as Q star P star because both Q and P are self-adjoint. So Q star P star, and we know that this is equal to PQ whole star, and since we have assumed here PQ is an orthogonal projection operator, so it is self-adjoint, and so PQ star is equal to PQ. and so A holds. And similarly, we can prove that statements A and C are also equivalent. Now we shall prove a corollary which states that let P and Q be projections on subspaces M and N of Hilbert space H respectively, such that PQ is an orthogonal projection operator. Then the range of PQ is M intersection N. What is given here? It is given that P and Q are orthogonal projection operators with range M and N respectively. And it is also given that PQ is an orthogonal projection operator. Then we have to prove that the range of PQ is M intersection N, that is PQ is a projection on M intersection N. Let us prove this corollary. As range of P and Q are M and N respectively, so P of H is equal to M and M is contained in H, and since range of Q is N, so Q of H is equal to N and N is contained in H. If we take here Q images, so Q of P of H is equal to Q of M and Q of M is contained in Q of H and that is equal to N. And so we can write here QP of H is contained in N. But here PQ is an orthogonal projection operator. So by earlier theorem, we can say that PQ is equal to QP. And so PQ of H is equal to QP of H is contained in N. So we have shown that range of PQ is contained in N. PQ of H is contained in N. That means range of PQ is contained in N. And similarly, here Q of H is equal to N is contained in H implies that their P images are equal. That is P of Q of H is equal to P of N. It is contained in P of H is equal to M. And so PQ of H is contained in M. That is range of PQ is contained in M. Since range of PQ is contained in N and M, so range of PQ is also contained in their intersection. So we have this inclusion relation third, that is PQ of H is contained in M intersection N. So we have to prove the opposite inclusion, that is we have to prove that M intersection N is contained in PQ of H. So take some element of M intersection N. X belongs to M intersection N implies X belongs to M and X belongs to N. And X belongs to N, and we know that range of Q is equal to N. So we know that image of every element of N under Q is the element itself, and so X is equal to QX. And since X belongs to QX and X is equal to QX, so QX belongs to M. But range of P is M, so image of every element of M under P is the element itself, and so QX is equal to P of Q of X, and that is PQ of X. So we find that X is equal to PQ of X. That is, image of element X is the X itself, which implies that X belongs to the range of PQ. And so X belongs to PQ of H. X belongs to M intersection N implies X belongs to PQ of H. And X is an arbitrary element of M intersection N. So every element of M intersection N is contained in PQ of H. So M intersection N is contained in PQ of H. And earlier we have the opposite inclusion, that is PQ of H is contained in M intersection N, and here we have M intersection N is contained in PQ of H. So we have the equality, that is PQ of H is equal to M intersection N. Thank you.